Yeah, how's it going, guys? Ed Richie Unicorn Call here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We are back with some news, actually some maintenance news, because we had a little bit, I'm going to say a surprise maintenance, but we did have a maintenance, and it included a Wizard101 update, or at least a patch, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we're going to go over that. Here's what it said on Twitter over here. King's Isle Services will be on the maintenance on Wednesday, which it is today, blah, 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 blah. Approximately 3 hours, blah, blah, blah. The maintenance includes an update for Wizard101 NA and web maintenance, which may impact the ability to log into EU and NA, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, go on Discord. I'm looking for the patch notes because last time I missed the patch notes. You know, I'm done waiting for Discord to notify me about patch notes. So I went on the website myself, just scrolled down, and found them right here. Now, I'm not sure if this is supposed to say August 26th. I believe it's supposed to say August 27th, but I don't care about typos right now. Let's get into the main stuff. They've added Aquila Chronicle Spellments to Aquila Badge Rewards, which is actually pretty cool. Repeatedly push Stone Thrower 35 Spellments of your school. That's awesome. The Zeus Loosener, you get 40 Spellments of your school, which is also awesome. Poseidon Punisher, you get 40 of your school, which is cool. And then Hades is a repetition, and 45 of your school. So yeah, that is pretty cool. It might encourage some people to go out and, you know, get those badges. Definitely feels like a nice reward. I think that's pretty cool. I'm just kind of done with the Aquila Chronicle update. Now, if you had this at launch, that would be great and might encourage me to still do it, but I don't know. I'm just like, I'm kind of over it. I already got the gear that I want, and I already learned the spells. I don't need any more spellments at all. I'm exhausted with spellments in this game, honestly. It's just been such a bog. I'm just kind of tired of it. Anyway, but that will be great for a lot of people, especially badge hunters. Just a nice little side thing to do. Nice little side thing, you know, side reward. Adjusted new Aquila pet hatching. This has been a little buggy lately. Placing any non-balanced skeletal warrior on the left and a fawn of balance on the right may result in creating a balanced skeletal warrior. Okay. More adjustments will be made in the future. Okay, cool stuff. Alright, that still is going to need some adjustments, I think. As they say, more adjustments will be made in the future. We'll keep an eye on that because I know that's been kind of bothering them lately. They modified the following spells: Scion of Balance, which is the bottom path, and then Chameleon Clash, which is at the bottom path as well. So Balance Wizards, make sure to check that out. And they also added 3 new Dual Shield Treasure cards. Now this is pretty interesting. Cinder Shield, which is a minus 70% against fire and death, which sounds pretty cool. They have the Crystal Shield, which is a minus 70% to ice and life, which sounds pretty cool. And then they have a Levy Shield, which is a minus 70% to storm and Myth Shield, which is pretty cool. So these are obtainable from the Guild PvP Island Crafter, which I'm sure you can craft with like Azoth. It's super easy to get Azoth. And Jordo Mistborn in the arena. So you can check out those 2 vendors and craft as many as you want and have fun with that. I don't know if it's going to be good for a certain strategy or what, but pretty cool stuff. It's always cool to see a new spell. Anyway, let's talk about some of the bug fixes, which I didn't really see much. Fix an issue where DQing from Fight Fest would prevent players from interacting. Very nice. We talked about the fantastic Fight Fest many times. Resolved some issues where selected target spells had broken spell text. Yes, I did notice that. Aquila's Scales of Knowledge will no longer appear for players who have not defeated Sisyphus. Okay. Added gear to Standard Mode Medulla and Titan's Trident. What? Was that a bug? Was there supposed to be gear to drop from there? I don't know, man. Was there supposed to be gear to drop there? I mean, I usually just get like 1 reagent and I just assume like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I guess I don't know, is it new gear, or is it like gear that was supposed to be in the drop table and it wasn't in there? I don't know, man. It's funny. Playing this game is funny. Reading these patch notes can be funny because it's like, oh, I never knew that, you know? Maybe I will go farm for it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do with this information. I don't know. I'm not doing either of those battles anymore, so, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. They fixed an issue where Telly's minions in challenge mode would reappear in the middle of combat after already being defeated. Oh my goodness. Kraken pet card now counts for fusion formula. Nice. Archivist owl statuette housing item no longer has an overhead name tag. Yeah, I've always wondered why that was a thing. Like, I just got that item, like, I got that housing item one day, and I'm just like, what do I do with it? It just has like this big old name tag. Like, I don't know what it does. Like, is it an interactable? No, you would think it was be like an interactable housing item, but it actually isn't. It's just there. So yeah, I always thought that was weird. I was like, huh. I feel like they could have done something with that statuette though that would have been cool, but they just, I don't know, they didn't really go through with it. Anyway, Yusigo's doggo sigil in Mushu no longer appears blank. They resolved an animation issues for a Celestia vendor, Humphrey Thatcher. And here are some known issues, and again, talking about spellments and scion spells, yeah. Let's talk about it. In some cases, when players attempt to upgrade scion spells, the spell may appear to reset and or become unlearned. This can make it look like the spellments were lost. These paths will be frozen, meaning players will no longer be able to use the spellments or refund them. This temporary measure is being implemented to prevent further issues while we continue to work, yada yada yada. And some other notes that the fiery Skeletal Warrior hatching has been fixed, and some other hatching routes are still not behaving as intended. So that is the patch notes for, I guess, August 26th, and hopefully those are the right patch notes because they look like them. And yeah, regarding Scion Spellments though, those are actually, a lot of people are confused about that, and I don't know if they forgot to put them in the patch notes or not, or maybe I misread something. But apparently a lot of people are reporting that you can actually use the Scion Spellments, or at least train for them again as like what you've always used to. So let's say I want to go for a Scion of Life over here. You'll see that the menu is like there, right? For some reason I have bottom path Scion of Life. I don't know why, but let's try to reset them. We'll see what happens. And then boom, I got my Scion Spellments back. So let's say I wanted to upgrade top path. Let's do that. And then boom, we got top path Scion of Life, even though it is garbage. So yeah, I mean, it looks fine to me. And again, I don't know if they didn't like put that in the patch notes or not. A lot of people were like questioning like, oh, is this fixed or not in the Discord? And I'm just like, I don't know, you know, and I don't care to test it out because Scion of Life either way sucks. So I don't care about losing Spellments or not. But yeah, I guess if you want to, I guess, risk it and attempt it, go for it. Look, I don't make this game. I don't develop this game. We don't know if it's fixed or not. Like, dude, I don't know. I have no idea. But there you go. Hopefully, after many months of broken Spellments, hopefully the Scion Spellments are officially fixed. Let's just hope. Ooh, speaking of Spellments, I see a cantrip chest with my name on it. Don't mind if I do. I will definitely take this. Why not? Because again, we love Spellments. Psych, I hate Spellments. Okay, let's talk about the Fantastic Fight Fest. Not the Summer Scroll of 14. The Fantastic Fight Fest. So, ooh, oh, that's not good. I mean, it's going nicely. I mean, we're almost there. We just, you know, we got 4 days. That's plenty of time, you know. 4 days. We got this. Y'all, I think y'all got this. I think you guys, no, I think you guys got this. 4 days left. You're on wave 4. I think you guys got this. I honestly don't really have much of a reason to do this event because I don't think the Scroll of Fortune is really worth it. I mean, I got my triple Animus elixir, so that's good. And I don't know. I really do think the rewards can be a lot better for this event. I understand it's a very experimental run. But yeah, definitely I would have to say the main concerns for the community would have to be the rewards and overall just a few other complaints. You know, I don't think you could really do much about the long loading times. I mean, I think at that point it's just like an engine failure thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, you could have a NASA laptop and it would still just load forever. I don't really think there's much you could do about that. And also the community progress bar. I think that's probably the biggest complaint I've seen, especially on the Discord. Just because, again, we don't really get like a numeric value of like, oh, okay, like how close are we really? We just kind of see it as a visual, and we just kind of make our own assumptions through that visual, right? Like, we have no idea, like, all right, is it like actually possible or what? I've already seen people questioning on like billion other characters, which I'm pretty sure, like, I'm pretty sure the whole point of this event is not to play on like multiple characters in the same day. Like, I feel like that's like defeating the whole purpose of this event. I'm like, like, I don't know if that's like supposed to happen or what. I mean, it definitely helps. Yeah, that's great, but like, I don't know if it's like, I don't know if that's the energy they want as a company, to have multiple players play on multiple of their characters and multiple of their accounts. I don't know. That's up to KI to figure out on where they're at with that. But it's a fun event. Not gonna lie, it's a fun event. It's just, I don't know, just kind of bored me. I don't know. I mean, I already got some of the gear for it. We talked about the gear in our previous video. The gear isn't too bad, I would have to say. My only gripe with it is that if you're doing the Ghastly raid, then most of the gear, including the deck, doesn't really matter, because for the Ghastly raid, if you're running support, which I am a life wizard, I typically run support a lot, you actually can't use any of these decks whatsoever, because, you know, they did the whole Monstrology patch because you weren't supposed to do that, which I had figured a long time ago. I'm like, this feels like wrong, you know? So you actually run the Pinewood deck, which is a level 5 deck. And when you do that, it basically adjusts your Arc Mastery, because there really isn't that many like spell cards that you can put into it. So that's basically kind of the trick with that. And I don't know if there's ever going to be an update regarding the Ghastly raid or not. Probably not. But yeah, that's basically like what you run, is the Pinewood deck. And yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. Like, literally, this is my deck setup. Like, that's literally what it is. And then you get your Arc Mastery up to like at least like the orb efficiency at 25%. So yeah, that's what it is. Now for Dragonspire raid, the school pips work great. I mean, you can have like one card and you'll still get school pips. And again, I go back to this thing about Dragonspire raiding, and I still think that the Dragonspire raid is still just one of my favorites. You even get more Azoth out of the Dragonspire raid. Like, honestly, like, I'll do the Ghastly raid, I'll barely get any Azoth, and I'm just like, wow, this is a waste of time. But at least with the Dragonspire raid, we're getting a decent amount of Azoth that we can put into more future keys. I don't know. In my personal opinion, I just think the Dragonspire raid is top tier. I don't think they will ever get close to the Dragonspire raid. I think that was like one of those one-hit wonders, and then that was it. Like, Azteca, just way too complex. Polaris was decent enough. It still maintains that 12-player roster that you need, so, you know, good luck trying to find 12 players. And then the Ghastly raid was also pretty fine. However, the whole Arc Mastery situation is a little bothersome. I think Ghastly, I would have to rank it in like number 2, just because it is only 8 players, and it does have a cool wand. The wand is pretty cool. I get a lot of comments about this wand, like, Richard, where did you get that wand from? Like, I got it from the raid, you know? So anyway, that's my main gripes about it. But yeah, pretty cool patch notes. I mean, again, if you want to test out the SCION Spellments, it's up to you. I don't know if it's truly fixed or not. I don't really care much about it. But anyway, until then, I will see you guys later, and yeah, peace out.